This is not my season, guys. It will never be my season. This is when I look my absolute worst. Like, I just feel like such a blob these days. Got no motivation. I can't be honest. I'm exhausted by 5 o'clock. I don't make plans past 5 o'clock. I do nothing. I just go to work, come back, lie in my bed, go on TikTok, which is a fucking issue in itself. But you know what? The only good thing that's come out of this winter is that I've been reading loads. I've been reading loads. My pal literally be like, shut the fuck up. But I'm obsessed with a wee fantasy book these days. A wee fantasy book. I'm going to say it, a wee smutty fantasy book. Who doesn't like a wee smutty book? Who doesn't like a wee smutty book? Let's not lie to ourselves. I feel like people are so embarrassed to talk about it. I love it. I finished reading... For the fantasy girlies out there, sorry if we're going to be watching this, be like, unsubscribe, dislike this video, who is this little loser? No, genuinely, these fantasy books have helped me escape the reality of living in Scotland in November and December, because it's not a good time here. I have been reading, I just finished ACOTAR, which is like A Court of Thorn and Roses. I love it. I'm coming across, like, every video that I do, every podcast, I'm like, I come across like such a fucking sad wet wipe that just sits in her bed, doesn't do anything, reads fantasy smart books. But if you've not read the series of Court of Thorn and Roses, go read it and thank me later. It is so good. I spanked it out in like a month, 2 months, and there's 5 books. It's so worth it. Anyway, back to me complaining about life. I've lost a nail. My nail broke off. My skin is dry. It's not my month in winter. My season is not winter, let me tell you that, even though I'm born in November. And this is the point of this video, because I was in Paris, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, a week and a half ago, for my 23rd birthday, and I brought all my podcasting equipment out. I had so much fun. It was so much fun. I went with one of my best pals, and we just drank loads of wine, we ate loads of good food, we just walked around Paris. It was actually quite warm in Paris, and there was still leaves in the trees that were still green, which was a bit weird. We were actually sweating. It was like 13 degrees, which is very unusual for November, like end of November. But yeah, it was just so much fun. And like I said, I brought all of my podcasting equipment out, and on my birthday we sat down to film an episode, like a birthday episode, like Get Ready With Me. We had a bottle of tequila from duty free. My pal bought me a bottle of champagne. We popped the champagne and everything, and it wasn't until we got an hour in of filming, because we were doing an episode on like 23 questions for my 23rd birthday, and I realised we weren't connected to the microphone. We weren't connected to the fucking microphone, and we were recording through my MacBook speakers, and I listened to it back and I was like, I'm gonna fucking punch a wall. I was so pissed off. It sounds so bad, because like, the MacBook was like quite I'd like moved it out of the way so it wasn't like in the video, and it was such a good episode. We chatted so much shit, and I know like I've still got all of the stories, so like it's fine, but it was just because my pal was telling her stories as well. But it's fine, we'll do it again. I'm excited for it, because now I can just sit in my bed, and I'm going to put this face mask on, and I might even paint my nails. And my best friend got me a new coffee cup for my birthday, and it says Sagittarius. I don't really believe in any of that stuff, but I just like it when it's about myself, I'm going to be honest. Like, whenever I see like a TikTok and it's like Sagittarius, I will watch it. I'll watch a full TikTok about star signs just to get Sagittarius, so I can learn more about myself. Anyway, I'm going to put this face mask on, and we'll get into my 23 questions. Oh yeah, and welcome back. Hi. I look like Voldemort. I've been watching Harry Potter, so I'm telling you, I'm back into like this fantasy thing. I think it's so I can just escape the reality of living here. Genuinely, I just can't stand it. So my boyfriend and I are rewatching Harry Potter, and I'm also reading another fantasy book. I sound like a sad little person. Sad little person with no life, but honestly that is me right now. Oh, I forget how hard it is to talk in these things. Oh, but my face can be so hydrated. It's one of the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Balm. Super hydrating and replumping. Oh, I love those masks. They're my favourite. See, to be honest, by the end of that episode that we filmed in Paris, I was so gone. So I'm kind of glad that it's not going out, because who knows what I came out with, because I just seem to get this, I mean, so does everyone, that's the whole point of alcohol, you just get this newfound confidence, and I was just spouting right out my arse, so I would have had to edit out a lot. It was like 2 hours long too, so I'm going to do this and try not to name names, because we ended up naming so many people. I was going to be like, fuck, so we have to beep all these people out. And then my pal kept going, wait, I've got a story that you can't put in, and she'd tell me this huge story that's like really juicy, and I wasn't allowed to put it in. I'm going to have another sip of my coffee, and then we'll get into the first question. I should have got a straw. Oh. That probably wasn't even that nice of an ASMR. Right, first question. So these 23 questions are like for the 23 years of my life, so it's not just of like this year. The first question is, what has been the biggest surprise? The biggest surprise? Oh, probably starting this podcast. If I'd told myself like 4 or 5 years ago that I was going to do a podcast, I'd tell myself to fuck off. I probably also wouldn't really know what a podcast was back then, to be honest. But yeah, I'd probably be very surprised to hear that I have a podcast. Biggest surprise, moving to Edinburgh as well. And like all my pals moving away. Yeah, it's just been a lot. That's probably the biggest surprise, how much everything's fucking changed. And now I'm 23 and I've got no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, next question, because if I dwell on that, I'm going to get upset. What has been your biggest disappointment? Some of my friendships, probably. Some of my friendships that aren't, like, that I'm not friends with anymore. Yeah, I had some very interesting friendships. And, like, my good pals that I'm still pals with now, like, at the time were like, why are you friends with this girl? Like, she's just not good for you. She's not a good friend. And I was just, I don't know, had my wee goggles on. I was like, no, she's amazing and all this, and nah, she wasn't at all. So yeah, probably some of the friendships I had, probably such a big disappointment, because I feel like I really put in a lot of effort, and I really pride myself on being a really good pal, and like being very loyal, and like showing up and being there. So yeah, probably friendships. Wow, this is getting really deep. This is already getting really deep. And other disappointments, probably some of the people I've slept with, yet again. Moving on. And also, actually, back to the biggest surprise, the amount of my pals that have moved away. You know what I'm going to do? While this face mask is still annoying me, I'm going to cut this little bit. You know the bit that goes above your lip? The little bit that hangs off. It is the most annoying thing ever, and it makes you look ridiculous. And it keeps going into my mouth, and I keep trying to inhale it. So I'm going to cut it, and I'll be right back. I feel like I can breathe. I still look even more ridiculous now, though. Anyway, as I was saying, the amount of my friends that have moved away probably is another huge thing. Like, one of my best friends has moved to Madrid. One is in Malaysia. One is in Tokyo. One is in London. Like, they're just going everywhere, and like, it's just, I think it's always a surprise, even though it's kind of expected. You're never really fully prepared for it. Do you know what I mean? So it's always like, oh wait, shit, this is actually happening. So yeah, next question. What would you like to see change in the world? When did I fucking write these? Why have I asked myself such deep questions? The first two were fine, but this one, thing is, I think I remember saying it when I was drunk, and like it was probably something like super political, which is still very relevant, right? But I can just imagine like me with some like tequila shots, my pal being like, rah, 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 fuck the Tories, blah blah blah. Well, I mean, that probably is still applicable, to be honest. So yeah, maybe not a Tory party. I'm moving on for this question. I would like to see happiness, peace, the environment to actually go back to fucking normal, perhaps, and for disgusting, rich, greedy people to stop running the world. There you go. Boom. Vote for me. I would like to hear what other people would like to see change in the world. Drop me a DM. Comment on YouTube. I hate being that person. But yeah, moving on. That's exactly how I feel. Right. Worst fallout with someone you've had? That is a very good question. Probably sometime in high school. I can't think of anything in like my uni years. Oh, I remember. Listen to this. Listen to how fucking ridiculous this is. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Oh, wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. This is a great story. So basically, this is about one of my exes. I love to shit on them on here. I've only got one actual nice ex, and I would never shit on him. But the rest, you fucking deserve it. So basically, there was this boy that I used to date, and I don't know why we'd fallen out, but we'd fallen out about something. And honestly, I went through a wee period where I'd like write letters to get my feelings out, which is a great way to deal with your feelings. I've not done it in a while, but it really helped me. And I remember just being so angry at him that I wrote him a letter telling him how I feel. Why do I not remember what we were falling out about? I think I just felt like my feelings were invalidated or something. Like I just wasn't feeling listened to or like understood. So I write him a letter, I give it to him, or like I leave it somewhere for him. And then we meet up and we go for a walk and we have a chat. And I kid you not, word for word, this man says, I just feel emasculated during sex when you move my hand towards your clit. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? He was like, yeah, I just feel like you're emasculating me when you do that. And I was like, are you fucking joking? Oh my god, I actually completely forgot about this till now. This is so good. This is such a good story. I remember being like, excuse me? Because I don't even think the conversation was even like about sex or like even like anything in the letter was about sex. It was just, this is why he was acting the way he was towards me, because he felt emasculated during sex when I moved his hand towards my clit because he was rubbing somewhere else. Oh god, this guy, I've got great stories from him because he was just ridiculous. Oh, he was just so unbelievably ridiculous. That is just such a good story. How ridiculous is that? That's probably the biggest fault I had with him, because I remember saying to him, I was like, you need to work on that, because that is a you problem, not a me problem, that you feel emasculated because you don't know where my clit is. That is an issue that you can work through yourself. And yeah, I'll catch you later. I'm going to go home and rant to my flatmates with. And I remember I went home and like told like all my girls, and they were literally like, Gabs, that is fucking shocking. And I was like, oh wow. In a way, like as much as I'm like, oh god, that was such a joke of a relationship, I'm so glad, because I have great stories from it. You live and you learn. I've learned so much from that relationship. If anyone ever said that to me, I stayed with them after, by the way. Shit me. But yeah, I have learned a lot from that relationship, and it's all about making mistakes, guys. I make mistakes every day. I made a mistake by putting on this face mask, and it's all I can look at now, and I look ridiculous. And my other mistake that I've made today, probably drinking a coffee during this, because I'm now going to need to desperately shit. So anyway, let's move on to the next one. Oh, isn't that a brilliant story, guys? Isn't that a brilliant story? Okay, on to next. Biggest risk you've taken? Probably starting this podcast. This and moving to Edinburgh when I was like 17. Yeah, they're probably the biggest risks. Especially, I mean, moving to Edinburgh, like that was for uni. But like doing the podcast, that was not a risk. Like, what am I putting at risk here, apart from like people thinking I'm a loser? Yeah, but for me it was a big risk, because I thought, to be fair, my biggest thing when I started with this was, are people going to want to employ me after this? With the most things that I say on here. And it's not, as this podcast isn't PG, but the thing is, I do not want it to be PG. Like, that, honestly, I'd be a bit bored. I'd be a bit bored by it, and I wouldn't enjoy doing it. It's just not me. I'm not being authentic. So I don't want it to be PG, and that is one thing that my mum always goes on at me about. She's like, you cannot swell, you need to stop swelling in it, you say the F word all the time. That's just me, babe. You can't dampen that. It's not fair. And I might never get anywhere with it because I keep swearing in this podcast, but what other podcasts swear? Call Her Daddy swears all the time, but she's like owned by Spotify, and she swears all the time. To be fair, Hot Mess doesn't swear. I really like the podcast Hot Mess with Alex Earl. She's really good at what she does. I really like her stuff. But yeah, that's probably it, to be honest. Yeah, probably starting the podcast is a risk for my employability in the future. Maybe I'll just remain self-employed and freelance for the rest of my life. Oh, I'd hate that so much. Being freelance is brutal, especially when you get absolutely no work and everyone's just ignoring your emails. Anyway, but yeah, so that's the biggest risk I'm probably taking, that and moving to Edinburgh at a young age. But look where it's landed me. Back in Glasgow in my childhood bedroom. Right, next question. What's something about yourself that you'd like to change, work on? Probably my anxiety and my overthinking. I overthink so much. But who doesn't, you know? Everyone overthinks. Everyone gets anxious. So yeah, probably that, and my temper. I have a little bit of a temper. I just get quite angry quite easily. Okay, I get quite irritated. I'm a very irritable person. I get very irritated very easily. I'm having some coffee, 2 seconds. Yeah, I get very irritated very easily. I get quite overwhelmed quite easily. So I'd probably like to work on that and stop myself from getting irritated and just like shut that little fire that sparks within me when that happens. Because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the French in me. Because they're all a bunch of dicks, to be completely honest. And I'm allowed to say that because I'm half French. But yeah, probably that, the irritability and... Irritability? That doesn't sound like a real word. Word. That doesn't sound like a real word. Let me check. Irritability. It doesn't sound... Maybe I just didn't say it right. Irritability. No, it is a real word. Jesus Christ.
Irritability.
Word. Irritability and word. It's the Scottish accent. Word. Yeah. Probably how irritated that I get, and the anxiety and overthinking and like thinking that I'm literally like the most annoying person in the world, and none of my friends like me, and I'm never going to achieve anything in life. That's probably what I'd like to work on, but that's why I have a therapist that I've actually not seen in 3 weeks, so I should probably make an appointment. Right, next question. Best place / trip you've ever gone on? Straight up Japan. I don't want to rub it in anyone's face, but I've been to Japan and it was the most amazing trip of my entire life. It was so cool. I went with my mum. We went for Christmas 2019, right before the Pani D hit, and yeah, it was amazing. Straight up. One of my best friends is Japanese, so she lives in Tokyo, and my cousin is fluent in Japanese, as you are. So he moved out to Tokyo and we went to visit him for Christmas, and it was just, I can't even begin to tell you, like, it's just like nothing you've ever experienced in your life. Like, the people there are so respectful. There are many rules though. Like, I can't really explain it. They have a very interesting way of living, and it's nice. It's like organised chaos, if you get what I mean. Like, everything is chaotic, but it's very organised. Like, the subways are absolutely insane, but the people are so respectful and so welcoming and friendly. But yeah, there's like, you can't eat like a sandwich on the street while you walk, things like that. You're supposed to eat loudly because it shows that you enjoy your food. There's other like little rules like that, but I really love Japan. However, I have been seeing a lot recently about like the darker side of Japan, like the schoolgirl fetish that they have and things like that. And it's just it makes you obviously extremely uncomfortable. And like, there's a dark side to every country, but yeah, they've got a real like fetish and obsession with like young girls and schoolgirls. I'm not trying to put anyone off, but I'm just saying there is a dark side to Japan. But like I was saying, it was just amazing, and I ate so much good food, and yeah, it was just really cool. And because at the time my pal and I lived in Tokyo, she was on her year abroad with her uni, so she was in like a different part of Japan, so we went to visit her, and all of her pals from uni were there, and we had so much fun. And yeah, it was cool because I got to hang out with like my pals in Japan. Like, I was going out with like a group of young people. They were like taking me to bars and stuff like that, so it wasn't just that I was just doing the touristy things, it was that I was actually like experiencing the culture too. Wow, I'm really shagging Japan. But it's 100% worth it. It is very expensive. I was lucky enough that it was my Christmas present and birthday present in 2019. So yeah, it was magical. 100% go. 100%. And the first thing I did when I got off that flight was run to the toilets so I could try out their wee jet washing bumhole toilets. Incredible. We need them in the UK. I know it's a fat investment, but they seem to be pulling out all sorts of money for other shit, so invest in the toilets. Thank you. Next question. What advice would you give your younger self? Chill the fuck out. Chill out. Stop being so rag. Act normal. Genuinely. I'd sound like I'm being harsh on her, but if I could go back, I'd shake her and be like, you need to relax and stop acting like a dick. There you go. That's the advice I'd give. That sounds really mean. I'd say that nicely, and I'd also say, everything will work out. You do not need to be so worried and anxious all the time. I was such an anxious mess as a child. I was anxious from like genuinely the age of 4, and I once had to go to hospital because they thought that my like appendix had exploded, or it was on the wrong side of me. I don't know, but I was just really anxious, and I would give myself stomach aches because I was so anxious all the time. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? And yeah, and the doctor was like, ma'am, you just have a very anxious kid. And I was like, I've been doing this before everyone else had it. Before everyone was diagnosing themselves with it online. So, I'm an OG. That was the advice I would give her. To chill out. Stop overthinking. And that it will all work out. And again, don't be a wee dick. Because you're so annoying. Next question. What do you realise that you're always going to be bad at? Probably... I'm trying to think of something like deep, but I was going to straight up be like makeup. I'm really not that good at it, and I wish I was. Like, I wish I could proper do like really cool eyeshadow. Like, I can't even do eyeliner, and that has always really annoyed me. Like, I have to get my friends to do it for me, and I just can't do it. I can't get the swing of it. So probably makeup. Like, I wish, I want to be able to do like a full sexy beat. Like, I see so many cool hot girls on TikTok, and I'm like, I wish I could do that, but I'm just know I'm incapable of it. And yeah, I do the same makeup every day. Like, I never push myself out there, and I just wish I was good at it. So that's probably one thing I'm bad at. And styling my hair, I'm fucking shit at it. Same hair. I've never gone for anything. Apart from when I shaved my head, that was different. But yeah, I just don't do anything cool. Like, I want to be cool with my hair and my makeup, but I'm just really shit at it. So probably that. And something for like personality wise. What else am I going to be bad at? I think I'm always going to be bad for jumping to conclusions. There you go. Jumping to conclusions and overthinking. There's a little cheeky shallow one, and then there's a deep one about my personality. God, this fucking face mask is making me look crazy. Right, next question. We're flying through these. One thing people don't know about you. I'm trying to think what I said last time on the podcast when I was drunk. Oh, you know what I said? I said that I'd shit my pants. When I was 17, I pooped my pants, and it was obviously an accident, obviously, but basically I was in France visiting my family, and it was very hot, as it does get in France. It was like 34 degrees, and my mother and I had just finished having lunch. More specifically, I had prawns, and we all know where this is going, because it's obviously the prawns' fault. I leave the house, and we're heading to the beach. The beach is like a 3-minute drive. It's like the length of a song. And then you arrive at the beach, okay? So Mum and I, we hop in the car. I'm taking this face mask off while I tell this story because I can't stand it. We drive to the beach. Jesus Christ. We drive to the beach. And as soon as we arrive, I'm like, there's something not right here. My belly feels tingly. It doesn't feel right. I feel uncomfortable. So I tell my mum, I go, Mum, I really don't feel good. I really don't feel good at all. I really need to go back to the house. And she literally tells me to fuck off. Straight up. She's like, I'm not taking you back up to the road. Go ask one of the family, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not asking one of the families to take me up so I can do a shit. Straight up. That's not happening. Like, I can't be bothered with that. So I start making the walk back up to the house. And the house it's up a hill. And it's in, like, full exposure to the sun. So the sun is hitting off the tarmac and hitting onto me. So you can imagine the heat that is radiating from the tarmac onto me. It's 34, 35 degrees. It's like 2 in the afternoon. Peak heat, peak sun time. And I'm walking. I'm like, oh my god, something's not right, something's not right. So in the car, it's like 2 minutes. I'd say probably a 15-minute walk. Probably, I don't know if that adds up, but you know what I mean. So it's a wee bit more of a walk, right? And I'm walking, I'm like, fuck me, something's really not okay here, something's really not okay. And the amount of people that are going past me to go to the beach, this is like a main road, right? And the amount of people that are passing me to go to the beach, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Some of them are my family members. Like, my mum is from this tiny village in France, and I'm literally related to, like, everyone in it. Like, my family, like, own the church and shit. Like, it is very much everyone there I'm related to. Apart from the few people that I've had some relations with. But that's a story for another time. And, yeah, so I'm walking up this hill, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to combust. And I see the house in the distance. I see it. And, like, you know when it's really hot and, like, the tarmac, yet again, is, like, it's doing that little wavy thing, like it does when it's really hot, and it looks like it's, like, what's it called? A mirage? Is it called a mirage? We're going to go with that. And I'm like, oh, my God, I can see the house. And then, like, right before my house, it goes, like, really steep. And I shit my pants. That is the story. I don't even remember what the question was now. But, yeah, that is what happened. And it was brutal because it was right outside. And I could have, if I just held on, like, 10 seconds more, I would have made it to the front door. I really don't hold back on this. And I think I seem to forget that people actually do listen to this. Oh, the joys. You know what? It's good because I'm just in my room. So it doesn't feel as, like, scary as telling this story, like, in front of, like, you know, 500 people all at once. But yeah, what was that question? One thing people don't know about you. Of all the things I could have said, I was just reminiscing on what I said in the first podcast when I was clearly a couple tequilas in. I'm like, well, I shit my pants. That's, yeah, one thing people don't know about you. I've already told you that I like smutty fantasy books. That's another one. I really don't paint a good picture of myself on here. Right, moving on to the next question. The drink you've had the worst memory of? Clearly tequila. No, definitely vodka or Bacardi. I had Bacardi once at, like, one of our Christmas school dances. Oh, I'm so embarrassed that night. I'm getting that. You think about it. Probably that. Yeah, probably that. Honestly, any drink. Tequila, I'm usually like, woo, I'm having a wee party in tequila, but everything else just makes me. I quite like wine. Again, I'm not like a massive drinker. I feel like a lot of my stories are just me being drunk, but I'm not a huge drinker, to be honest. Like, I don't really go out the weekend. Firstly, because I'm skint. Secondly, I don't really want to go out. Like, in summer it's different, you know, but yeah, just winter I'm like, absolutely not. Get me inside, get me a cinnamon roll and plonk me on the couch with a hot chocolate and some marshmallows and my dog. But yeah, probably all the alcohols, but specifically Bacardi after that night at that Christmas party. That makes me so embarrassed. Okay, anyway, moving on quickly before I start screaming. The most drunk you've been. I do have a story, but I really don't think I should share it. Also, I know my friends will watch this and go, why have you spoken about that? Because it was really bad. Okay, right, okay. Moving on. The most drunk you've been. Again, probably when I was young and in school and acting like a fanny. Probably one of those crazy house parties that I used to go to with all the posh kids. I'm trying to think more specifically, like, the drunkest I've been that's not that night with that football team. That makes it sound like I've had an orgy with the football team. That is not what happened. We were out. That wasn't at a gaff. Okay. What is the drunkest I've been? I'm trying to think. I've had a lot. You know what, actually? See, when I was with my flatmates during COVID times... with my flatmates during COVID times, like the second lockdown, when we were in Edinburgh, we would get absolutely hammered, and I, like, projectile vomited in the meadows, but all of us did, and I was like, I probably was like 21 or 20. 21. Yeah, probably one of those nights. I don't really remember. Like, we did a huge, like, shindig for St Andrew's Day, and we did, like, a ceilidh in our flat. with all 5 of us. But I really think I'm really painting myself in a bad light. That's the drunkest I've been. I'm leaving it there. I'm moving on to the next question because I've contemplated this for like 3 minutes straight. Next question. Favourite makeup product? That's more like it. Probably the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. That stuff, it's expensive. It's expensive. You know what? I'm going to find out right now. I'm going to look up on my laptop. I always keep my laptop in front of me, just in case I need to do some research for this podcast. Charlotte Tilbury. I forget she's English. It's a UK thing. Flawless Filter. Fucking 40 quid. That's expensive. That's my high-end product. I don't use many high-end products, but this is the one. Like, I just love putting it on and it just makes me look alive. Especially in this weather, in this shit season, it really brings me a glow. It makes me feel good in my skin. So probably that. And then my non-high-end one, honestly, any NYX or NYX, whatever you want to call it, lip liners. Incredible. They're so good. I love them so much. They're amazing. So yeah, probably those. And I think they're only like, let me Google. They're not that expensive. That's why I always get them. NYX lip liner. You can get them from like £4. Yeah, £4, and I love them so much. So yeah, those are my favourite ones. What a jump we've gone from me talking about getting really drunk with a football team and shitting my pants to, what's your favourite makeup product? Oh, here's another one. What fashion trend do you hate the most? Jorts. I hate jorts. And I know many of my friends that have jorts, and I just don't like them. I can't get on board with them. Not even, like, I've got, like, jorts, but they're not, like, the baggy ones. I'm talking more, I've got, like, tighter fitting ones. I sound like a bit of a hypocrite. You'll know what I mean. I'll put a picture up of the jorts that I have and what the ones that I'm thinking about. I'm sounding like a hypocrite. I'm meaning more like the baggy ones that everyone wears. You know, I'm going to Google them so I can describe them. Jorts women. I've got like naughties jorts where they're like tighter, but the baggy, really oversized, like Urban Outfitters look, I hate them. I think they're fugly. They're fugly, and I feel like it's just such a big trend for like really skinny girls. Sorry, I said what I said. I think I'm going to piss people off with that, but yeah, I really don't like jorts. And I also really don't like dresses that have big shoulder things on them, like shoulder pads. I just don't like them. They suit some people, but I think they're just not for me. And this is all my opinion before people start screaming at me. I don't like baggy jorts. I like skinny ones. Like, I'm looking at a pair of Levi's Naughties shorts, and they're like tighter ones, and they just go like mid-thigh. They're just like extended, like they're just longer, like tight mini shorts. But these baggy ones, I'm just like, why are we wearing them? And they go like to your, like to below your kneecap. I'm like, what? Just no. So yeah. There's my fashion advice for people who don't give a fuck. I've got my next question here. What is your most secondhand embarrassment? Why did I write it like that? What is your most secondhand embarrassment? Right, let's rephrase that. When have you been the most secondhand embarrassed? The fuck? When have you experienced secondhand embarrassment? There you go. When secondhand embarrassment. And it's not like someone falling. Oh, I was about to say something quite bad there. But I feel like that's just, if I say it, a lot of people are going to know who I'm talking about. There is one time that comes to my head, which is quite embarrassing for this guy. That, again, another ex. But one of my friends and I were in a coffee shop. We were walking to go get coffee. We ended up in this coffee shop that we wanted to try. And we were just getting takeaways. I walk in, who do I see? My fucking ex that I'd literally just broken up with like a month before, and I was like, oh, fuck my life. And he is pouring coffees, and he's so startled to see me that he pours milk all down himself. Like the wee frothy milk, he just all down himself. And I was really embarrassed for him, because that is not what you want to do. That's not what you want to be doing in front of your ex for a month. So yeah, that's what happened. And then I just looked away. And I was like, I'm going to save you that embarrassment. I'm not even going to acknowledge that happened. And my pal she was trying not to burst out into tears, into laughter. So yeah, that's some secondhand embarrassment. But also, there was a hotel that I used to work at, and there was one girl who like spewed all down her dress at prom. So that's probably quite bad as well. I don't really have that many stories for that. But yeah, the prom one's pretty bad, isn't it? In front of your whole year. My second-hand embarrassment is me shitting myself in my village while people I know are driving past in cars. There you go. Worst shag. This would have been so much easier to answer when I was drunk. Let me have some more coffee. Pretend there's some alcohol in here. It's getting cold. Worst shag. I'll just make this one quick. There was this boy that I slept with a couple times. He was quite a bit older than me, and oh my god, it was like, I can't even describe it. It was just shit. He was shit at everything. Shit at kissing, shit at going down on me, shit at intercourse in general. Just everything was just awful. And like, he clearly had watched too much porn. I think that's the case for a lot of men, is they watch too much porn and they have this weird expectation of sex and they're all tapped in the head. But this guy, it's just like, he was so much older than me, and I thought, you surely should be experienced. And somehow, like, how have you gotten this far and no one's told you this? It was just so bad. So bad. But yeah, and I just felt like, honestly, that I was being pummeled. That's the only word I can use without saying, like, I just can't think of any other word. You know what? Let's thesaurus pummel. My poor boyfriend's gonna watch this and be like, I hate you, stop it. Babe, you don't need to watch this one. You don't need to listen to this one. Right. Pelt. I felt like I was being pelted. Oh, pounded, clubbed, rammed, hammered, wham, wailed, mauled, whipped, smacked, battered. This sounds a bit dodge, but it was all consensual. But yeah, it was just like, I'm moving on. I say too much. I get too carried away and embarrass myself. Right, worst outfit you've ever worn. Oh, see, when I was younger, I would straight up wear business casual. I'd wear like chinos. I was up to like 14. No drip. I don't really have that much drip now, but I know how to dress myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very much into like my basics. I'm like really channeling Parisian girl. But no, this is like, I was wearing chinos, blouses. Why the fuck? My mum, a French woman who has style, she should have been slapping me and being like, wear a fucking Hello Kitty t-shirt or something, but not this. Yeah, definitely that. I wish I had a photo of it, but I know I can literally picture the outfit in my head. I can picture it in my head. Is these orange chinos, this white like blouse, this white blouse from New Look, and oh my god, I don't know what it was with me, but I loved, what are they called? Like, you know the Vans, the checkered Vans. Like, what kind of type of shoe is that? Checkered Vans. God, I'm using my laptop so much because I've got no brain cells, apparently. Checkered Vans. Like, what? They're like these slip-on shoes. What would you call them? They're called slip-on shoes, of course. I had so many pairs of slip-on shoes. I had this pair that had like a rainforest on them. That had like a rainforest on them. Wait, I want to try and find a rainforest pattern and they were from TK Maxx, and I thought, these are the fucking shits, these are so cool. And then this boy at my school like ripped the shit out of me for wearing them on the night out. And he was like, what are those? Remember that was the thing, we were like, what are those? He did that to me. I was so embarrassed, and everyone laughed at me. Yeah, and I was like, you know what, fair enough, babe. I needed to hear that. Oh my god, I found them. I literally found the shoe in 2 seconds. Why did I wear them? Yeah, so I had probably those and my fucking orange chinos and blouses. I would just wear business casual. I didn't know what to wear. I feel like nowadays it's so much easier for younger people to dress, and it's not as like weird or awkward. But back then, like 2013, 14, just weird vibes. No one really knew what they're wearing. Everyone was wearing weird fucking clothes. I'm gonna type up 2013 fashion. Yeah, look, it looked shit. I'm not blaming myself. I'm blaming society on that. Do you remember the space leggings? Oh my, you know what? I will pride myself saying I never owned those. I did those disco pants. Everyone owned disco pants. I might bring those back. All this stuff. Owl neck. Oh my god, remember everyone was obsessed with owls. Owl necklaces, wedged sneakers. I had a pair of wedged like boots, but they were fugly. Spiked shoes. Oh god, what a weird fucking time. And like little what are they called, the wee hats, not the wee bowler hats, you know what I'm talking about. What are those wee hats? A foray hats. Fedora. God, a foray. Where that? I'm trying to say ferret. Fedora. A fedora. Everyone loved those things. And like the skirts that were short at the front and went down at the back. Is that still a thing? I don't think it is. Metallic leggings, disco pants, Coachella vibes, mesh cutout tops. Did I wear a mesh cutout top? Yeah, I probably did. Like leather. There was a lot of leather pants. There you go. There's a neon everywhere. Bandage dresses. I wanted one of those bandage dresses so bad. Where was it from? And everyone had them. Bandage dresses. There was a certain like website that you'd get them from. Maybe it was called just bandage dresses, and everyone was obsessed with them. And I never got one. I think I got like a knockoff one from Pretty Little Thing when I used to shop there. I don't shop there anymore. But yeah. Oh my god. Oh, and acid wash jeans, floral print everywhere, lace dress. Oh god, lace dresses make a comeback, but they're sexier now. Before they were just shit. Oh god, say it. So like, I'm not blaming myself. I'm blaming society on my awful fucking sense of fashion. And like skinny jeans. Oh god, girl. I look back at that and I feel sorry for myself. So yeah, I might try to find a photo of it, but I will try. I'm gonna put this on my Instagram. The picture of the fucking rainforest shoes. I'm so embarrassed that I wore them out, and I'm so glad that guy bullied me for it, because I needed to hear it. I needed to hear it. I'm going to try and find the specific ones. Oh god, just awful. They're no longer in this household, let me tell you that. I'm pretty sure I didn't bin them. I probably even to a charity shop. You know what, I hope that whoever bought them, I doubt anyone has, I hope you're enjoying them. Next question. Worst date you've been on? I don't know. I've already talked about this one in my episode about big fat dating fails. But another worst date. To be fair, I got stood up on Valentine's Day. That was a pretty shit date because it didn't even happen. This guy I was seeing at the time when I was in like first year of uni, it was Valentine's Day, and we were like out in a group and we were going to go do something by ourselves, and he just walked off and went to a gaff. And I was going to take him to Post Malone with me. And I texted him the next day and I was like, you're not coming to Post Malone with me anymore, I'm taking the ticket back, fuck you. But yeah, he just sacked me off. How bad is that? I was actually with his pals, and his pals were like, he is the worst, like that is so banging. And I was like, yes boys, he is the worst. So yeah, I got stood up on Valentine's Day. And then what's another like worst date I've been on? Because the one I talked about in Big Fat Dating Fails was really probably the worst ever date I've been on. Because the one on Big Fat Dating Fails that I talked about in that episode was like high up on the worst date I've been on, because I was so on another level. Just go listen to it and you'll know exactly what I mean. So yeah, probably getting stood up on Valentine's Day. And then another one, oh god, another one from Big Fat Dating Fails. Go watch this episode and you'll know exactly what I mean. There's this boy that I talked about who was a freak, and we'd been on a date, and then his brother walked in and was shagging, and then he had a panic attack. So, not his brother, him. It's just really weird. I'm talking too much. I'm talking far too much. I don't think you need context for that. I don't think you need context for that. That is just, literally, that is exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. And his brother had to calm him down, and I was like, last question. Aren't we glad we're here? Best memory of this year. That's a great one. That is a great one. My best memory of this year is, can I just say, overall, this has been an okay year. It's not been the best. I've not loved it. I've not loved it. I'm going to be honest. This has not been like the best year I've ever had. I'm going to be honest, straight up. I've just not been myself, to be honest. I've just not been feeling great about life. So as much as I've been with my friends, I've been at home with my mum, my dog, I've been with my boyfriend, it's just not been like a woo year. Like, I don't know, I think I've just been feeling like a blob. Just one of those years, do you know what I mean? And I'm now 23 and I just feel so like, what the fuck is going on? So, best memory of this year, probably, it's probably not just like one memory in particular, but like, actually, when I was in my mum's village in France, I went with 3 of my pals this year, and we did a wine tasting, like an at-home wine tasting, where we just got loads of cheap bottles from like French supermarkets and like rated them all, and then we painted pebbles from the beach, and we all went to my dad's grave, because half of his ashes are buried in France and the other ones have been scattered here in Scotland, and we went to his grave and we laid down all the pebbles and we popped champagne. So that's honestly, like, there you go, that's the best memory. It's a sad one, but it was my best memory, and we just popped champagne, and like the sun was setting, it was so nice, and we were at the grave, we were like chatting, we were just drinking, it was such a nice time. So there you go, I think that's my best memory. I have just gone through these questions all over again, and I've realised there's only 22 questions, so I'm going to make up one on the spot, which is going to be what I'm most looking forward to. Continuing this podcast, obviously. And here's a big one. I'm moving to Madrid. There you go, you heard it there. I'm moving to Madrid on the 5th of January. In a month. Less than a month now. And I'm fucking buzzing. I'm so excited. Only going for like 4 or 5 months, because I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to be an au pair in Madrid, in Spain. I've not really told that many people. I've been keeping it kind of down low. But actually, I've just like not spoken to anyone, so it's not like I'm keeping it on the down low. I've just not spoken to anyone and had the chance to tell them. So yeah, I am moving to Madrid for 4.5, 5 months to speak Spanish, look after a 6-year-old girl and her cute little dog, and I just can't wait. I love doing this, I really do. It brings me so much joy. Like, I'm just sitting on my bed. I do need to dry my hair. I've just done a face mask. And I just get to chat. This is what I get to do, and no one cares. I just love doing it. So probably, obviously, continuing this podcast and travelling next year. I'm so excited to travel. I'm so excited to go see my pals who are all over the place. I'm so excited to make new memories and see new things, experience new cultures, and meet new people. And on that note, catch you fucking later. No, I'm joking. So just live my life. I'm just excited to see what 2024 has to bring, because I know a lot of it I'm going to be a bit all over the place. That's my plan. I don't want to really stay in Scotland for that much longer. I love Scotland with all my heart. I really do. I love it. It's my home. But it is very small. It's very small here. And I just need a bit of change before I can come back and like settle, I guess. Nah, I don't know. I shouldn't say settle. I don't know. I just need to get out of here for a bit. I need to get out. I need to go see the world. I need to go live my life. So yeah, I'm excited to see all the new opportunities that the world is going to bring me and all the new people I'm going to meet. So yeah, that's what I'm most looking forward to. And seeing how much other shit I'm going to spill in this podcast and embarrass myself with that people can probably hold against me in years to come. And I can't wait to see the amount of jobs I'm not going to get because of this. You're lost, guys. You're lost. Just wait until I'm making millions. I will not make millions off of this. I probably won't make a penny. I'll probably lose money. I will probably lose money. This was such a nice episode. I really enjoyed doing this. It was nice to just sit down and chat, even though I'm really annoyed about the Paris episode. Another coffee. Jesus, that went round the wrong hole. The wrong hole, not the dong hole. The wrong hole. This was really enjoyable. I have loved every second of it. Again, I'm very annoyed about the Paris episode because that would have been class. But I'm also kind of glad because I'm like, some of the stuff in there that I was going to have to watch back and cut out, I wasn't looking forward to it. So yeah, I loved this. What's my piece of advice this week? I'll say it again, I've said it about 50 times. Live your life. Live your best life. Don't be so hard on yourself. Winter's a tough month. Think that things are shit. The world is in a fucking shit place, and it's rough out here. It's not fun, and try to not ignore it, but try to still be able to enjoy your life while everything else is going on, because it's very easy to get consumed by it and get really sucked into it. So yeah, I'm gonna love and leave you because that coffee's gone right through me and I desperately need to run to the toilet. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Love, leave you, goodbye. Big kisses. Bye bye. See you next week.